Hey everybody, this is Cameron from Obnoxious and Anonymous, and I'm here with some breaking news. The chapter names for Mark Frost's upcoming book, The Final Dossier, which comes out October 31st, 2017, have dropped online, and I'm here to kind of discuss what they are. Obviously, I don't know the contents of what is going to be in the book, but I just want to share with you the titles and maybe speculate and theorize as to what they could be about. Okay, so the first one is Interoffice. Probably just like, welcome to the book. And it's probably, I'm thinking a lot of this, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking a lot of this was original material for The Secret History of Twin Peaks. Because if you remember, prior to that book coming out, the press release for a book called The Secret Lives of Twin Peaks was supposed to chronicle characters from the original series and the 25-year gap between that series and obviously what we got on Showtime season 3. But we didn't get that. We got something revised called The Secret History of Twin Peaks. So I'm only speculating here, but I believe that what we are going to get in the Final Dossier was part of the original book. And maybe Frost and Lynch, or maybe just Lynch himself, thought, you know what, maybe it's best if we hold off on a lot of this information until after the series for whatever reason. It could be because it gives important clues, or it could be because it would raise expectation levels for season 3 and be dealing with a lot of characters that aren't even mentioned in season 3. And that would have bummed out people even more than what some people already are. You hear it all the time that, people are very upset that Wyndham Earle's name wasn't even dropped at any point in the series. Where did the whole romance between Cooper and Diane come from? I mean, we can theorize and speculate about a lot of that stuff, but I think people were just kind of thrown by the whole thing. But anyway, let's get going on this. Like I said, the first chapter is Interoffice. The next one is Memorandum. So it's probably going to be a lot like The Secret History of Twin Peaks, just kind of like maybe a Gordon Cole letter or something of that nature. The next is called Autopsy Report. So I don't know if that has to do with the Leo Johnson stuff that leaked the other day, or whether that's in an upcoming other chapter. We'll just have to see. Okay, first official chapter is Shelly Johnson. So that's going to be interesting. Find out maybe what happened with her and Bobby, how she found out about Leo. Going through the divorce, having Becky, maybe how she met Red. That could be interesting. So very interested in hearing and about just reading about her. The next one is, wow, this is going to be a doozy. Hornes and the Haywards. So that's obviously going to be dealing with how Ben Horne is connected to Donna and how that whole thing happened with Eileen and Will. So that's going to be a great chapter. And that is followed up with Donna Hayward. So maybe we'll find out a little bit what happened to her. Rumors are going around. I've heard behind the scenes that it was originally supposed to be Donna Hayward instead of Gersten Hayward that was with Stephen by the tree. But for whatever reason, Larry Flynn Boyle didn't come back, or they didn't reach a agreement. So she didn't come back. And I don't even know if they even talked to Maura Kelly, but so they just kind of rewrote Donna out and made it Gersten, which is great in my opinion, because I wouldn't want to have seen Donna Hayward up against a tree with Steven. That just would have been really depressing and upsetting. But we're going to find out a little bit more about Donna. Hopefully, I don't know, something happy happened to her. I don't want to think of her just dying on the back of James's motorcycle. That'd be really bizarre. Okay, the next chapter, Ben and Audrey Horne. Well, that's going to be great because maybe we'll find out a little bit what happened after she gave birth to Richard. And how long was she in his life, or was she just whisked away to wherever she went, right off the bat? Probably not, because Ben is aware that Richard is his grandson. So obviously, maybe whatever happened to Audrey happened sometime in that 25 years and not just right from the hospital bed. All right, the next one is Jerry Horne. So we'll find out probably like how he went from being seedy little brother over here to planting seeds and growing his own pot and all that stuff and growing the big beard. That should be pretty fun. The next after that is the Double R. So we'll find out probably a little bit more about Norma and how she probably began her franchises. That's all I can think of. The next one I'm really interested in for a variety of reasons, and that is Annie Blackburn. So apparently we are going to find out what happened to Annie. I'm hoping for the best because I'm thinking about doing a Twin Peaks fan film, and it kind of deals with Annie. And so this is going to play a factor as to whether or not I can do what I want to do for my idea. Hopefully it still leaves it up to the imagination a little bit so I can work it in. But anyway, Annie Blackburn is going to be a chapter. The next one, Wyndham Earl. Fantastic. So there is more to the Wyndham Earl story than we know. So maybe we'll find out. I don't know. I don't know what they could go into. If it's definitely not going to be probably a prequel, right? So, but his soul got taken in the Black Lodge. What I'm thinking of is, we've heard that excerpt from the book, which has to do with Leo Johnson and finding his body, and he got shot apparently 5 times. So obviously the tarantulas did not kill him, but he got shot 5 times, and we know this because of the audio excerpt that was leaked. So, I mean, come on, we all know who killed him, and it was the doppelganger. It was Mr. C. I mean, there's just no question about it, because if Bob took Earl's soul and then Bob was inside Mr. C, then obviously parts of Wyndham was in Mr. C, and obviously he needed to go. He confronted the Major Briggs. There was that fire in the woods, obviously Wyndham Earl's cabin was in the woods. Mr. C needed to go get whatever information Earl had, because he's in part 2 of this new series. He had Wyndham Earl's briefcase. Also in New York, there was the bonsai tree that obviously Wyndham Earl had. Obviously it's probably a different tree, but still the fact is, I think there was some little subtle Wyndham Earl references in this thing, even though he wasn't explicitly name dropped. All right. The next one is Back in Twin Peaks. So that could be anything. Then the next chapter is Miss Twin Peaks. So is this going to be about future Miss Twin Peaks winners, or is this going to still pertain to Annie? I don't know. Hopefully it's I don't know. I was going to say, hopefully it's a good chapter, but I'm just reading these names. I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is the book I wanted to see. I wasn't the big fan of The Secret History of Twin Peaks, but I did rebuy it. So I am going to work my way through it again and kind of look at it with fresh eyes, a new perspective, having seen season 3. But this is the book I wanted to read to begin with. Okay. Next, Dr. Lawrence Jacoby. Well, yeah. How did he go from being the psychiatrist everyone more or less respected, I guess, to living in this mobile home doing the Dr. Amp show? Next chapter, Log Lady, Margaret Coulson. So yeah, that's just great. More Log Lady stuff. Want to hear more about it. Next one, Sheriff Harry Truman. Perfect. Want to hear all about it. Hopefully, and we'll probably get into, how he got sick and all that. And something tells me they'll probably leave that up as a little mystery, like maybe his, meeting with the doppelganger or something. Kind of, I don't know, gave him some disease or something. I have no idea. Then we have Major Briggs. This is just one stunning name chapter after another. So Major Briggs has his own chapter. The next one, Philip Jeffries. Come on. This sounds incredible. Why can't this book be 400 pages? Right now, I think it's like 168 is what they said. After Philip Jeffries, Judy. Come on. This book is just like, take my money, please. Next chapter, Ray Monroe. So we're going to be dealing with the FBI informant, who of course was working with Mr. C, dealing with Daria and all that. Fantastic. Then next chapter is called Today. So this is probably going to take us right up to the events of season 3. And then the final chapter is called Final Thoughts. I don't know. This just, I mean, obviously I haven't read it. I don't know the details. This book looks like a winner across the board. I couldn't be more happy with what I'm seeing. This is what every Twin Peaks fan wanted to get to begin with the original book, and now we're getting it just in a few short days. This sounds awesome. Cannot wait. So let me go to the chat and see if you guys have anything you want to talk about here. And we will go from there. That is bizarre. Okay. All right. George is saying, hi, Cameron, 2 in 1 night. We are. And why is this thing keeps playing? I'm sorry. Yes, 2 in 1 night. Definitely. Thank you, George, for helping to pass this information along. Tony says, I can't wait. I have the Audible and the hard copy on pre-order. George says the autopsy report is probably Leo. Yeah, definitely. Mark says, nice. Love Shelly. Will it mention Red? I'm going to say yes. If we're going up to 25 years and we're probably going up to the new series, it's probably going to go from Bobby to Red. That's how I would have called the chapter. Yeah, George says, I would like to know more about Red. Definitely. Let's see. Mark says, I wish Laura Flynn Boyle had come back. The point is to be depressing. I don't know about that, but because I wasn't really depressed during those scenes. With Steven against the tree, I was kind of like, can we wrap it up? We got to get going on some other stuff. Tony's screaming, Annie. I'm right there with you, Tony. Can't wait to read this chapter. Out of all the chapters, though, I got to tell you, I'm the most nervous about that one just because of what I want to be working on myself. So I'm being a little bit selfish there. But I can't wait to read about it and read about her and all that stuff. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, you guys are talking about it. Jan says, this sounds so much better than The Secret History of Twin Peaks. I couldn't agree more. I'm not saying The Secret History of Twin Peaks in retrospect is a bad book. I just think when we plunked down our cash to get it, I don't think we wanted to read 200 pages about the Milfords and Lana dating Donald Trump. I think we wanted to read about characters we know and love. So maybe this will be just a great companion piece, which is what I hope for. And I don't need every book to be like this. I just think that starting out of the gate with The Secret History of Twin Peaks was kind of, it might have been a right move for season 3, but it was a wrong move for a lot of fans. If they had dropped this book first, yes, like I said, it probably would have planted in our heads seeds of things that obviously were never going to happen, but it would have locked in the fans hardcore into the narrative possibilities as to where season 3 could have gone. George says, I'm going to read this on Halloween night. Definitely. People are very excited about Philip and Judy and Ray. Obviously dealing with Ray Monroe. That's going to be a great thing. Ilya says, I'm definitely ordering the book tomorrow. Thank you, Cameron. Hey, thank you for tuning in and watching. George says, I might skip to Annie's first. I'm so intrigued. You better. And let me know. That's one thing I don't mind being spoiled on, because Amazon, I don't get the book until it says now the 8th through the 10th. So I'm not even get the book for another few weeks. I don't want to be spoiled on the whole book, but there's a couple characters I want to know about ASAP. Okay. George says Lana was a spy allegedly to murder Dougie Milford in the Secret History of Twin Peaks. Allegedly. Well, Lana was a spy that came in allegedly to murder our love for Twin Peaks. Let's see. Reggie says, will your fan film be dealing with Cooper and Earl the early years? I can't really go into all the specifics just yet, but aspects of that perhaps. And George is laughing at me. But if you guys have any more questions or want to talk about some more stuff, throw it out there. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. I don't want to keep you guys too long. And just wait a second. But yeah, I'm super, super, super excited about this book. And of course, you know, this one's going to be the one that takes forever to get to me. And it'll probably show up warped and destroyed, as Amazon loves to do. But I don't know. Is this a hardback book or is this paperback? I hope it's another. I know it's smaller, but I hope it's another hardback so it kind of fits on the shelf fine. Mark says, what do you think Lynch thinks about this book? I don't know, Mark. You're the one that writes about the stuff online and gets other people to like Sabrina Sutherland, the executive producer, to be like, this is Mark Frost's idea of Twin Peaks. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, I hope that what we get here is everybody's version of Twin Peaks and that we all love it and it's fantastic. But I guess we'll see. George says he thinks it's hardcover. Then he says, what are your hopes for Annie in the book? I hope she's alive. That would be good. Tony says it's both, I think. I think it's soft and hardcover. Interesting. I didn't see a choice when ordering. Reggie says the warped history of Twin Peaks. Hey, it kind of was, huh? Because I mean, all the dates were screwed up and people died that weren't supposed to be dead, and people didn't have siblings when it was a wild book. Obviously, everything is done on purpose. So the question is why, and yet we still don't know. George says, I don't think Lynch reads it. He didn't read Laura's diary by his daughter. Yes, that is correct. And you can learn that on my interview with Jennifer Lynch, which is on this YouTube channel, because that's how she revealed that to the world a few years ago when she talked with me. Jan says, I don't believe Lynch when he says he has not read the diary or the secret history of Twin Peaks. I think, yeah, I mean, I think he probably skimmed through Jen's diary just because it was his daughter who wrote it. Secret history, I think that he probably had someone read it for him and give him the highlight moments. Mark says, does Frost have any answers for those inconsistencies? Will they be answered in the final dossier? I'm going to probably say yes, considering that Annie Blackburn wasn't mentioned once in the secret history, and now she has her own chapter. Mark says that would be great if you could get Frost on a podcast. Hey, I would love it. But if you've noticed, the moment the show kind of went, live on Showtime, he's really taken kind of a low profile approach. So I don't know if he's even interested in this kind of thing, but if he is, that would be amazing. George says, let's tweet Frost. Hey, if you guys want to tweet Frost and encourage him to be a guest on this show, more power to you. I wouldn't deny him. Especially since he's on a book tour and would love to publicize this book. It would be great to talk with him about it. Reggie says you should try to get Heather Graham to be Annie in your film. Yeah, that's not going to happen. The thing is with that is, I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, well, if you get someone like Heather Graham to be Annie, then if you deal with the character of Cooper, well, you're going to notice that it's not Kyle MacLachlan in the role. So you kind of have to be all or not, right? It's like you either have to cast all the original real actors, or you have to go completely not, because it would stand out considerably if Heather Graham was in the movie and everybody else was, a local hired actor. It would be bizarre. Jan says, does the link say how long each chapter is? No, not yet. Yeah, George answers that. It's just a list. It doesn't say the length of each chapter. So yeah, it's all we know right now. But hey, we're only a few days away from the release of the book anyway. I'm just super bummed. I have no bookstores around me. They're like an hour away from me, so I have to basically wait for Amazon. And no, I'm not a Prime member, but so shame on me. But I'll get the book eventually. Keep saying on my order thing, pre-ordered, will arrive November 8th through the 10th. Hopefully it arrives earlier than that though. But any other questions, guys? Reggie says you should ask Frost to be in a political podcast. I don't agree with him at all, but he might find it enjoyable than a Twin Peaks podcast. Yeah, perhaps. But we don't really talk politics all that much on this chapter. Every once in a while, we'll have a fleeting comment or little discussion, but we don't really get into it that much here. But yeah, maybe I could get him on to talk about the greatest game ever played, the golf movie he made that he wrote, and Bill Paxton directed it. Now, what's great about it, and a lot of you guys may not know, the Blu-ray, which you can get for like $5, has a commentary with Bill Paxton and Mark Frost. And I didn't know that until about 8 months ago, a year ago. And so I grabbed it like that because I was like, I got to get that. And I tweeted him and let him know that I picked it up, and because of the commentary, because Bill Paxton had just passed away, and he liked that and retweeted it. So thank you, Mark Frost, for that. George says we don't want to hear Frost politics. We want him to talk Twin Peaks. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 exclamation marks. So George really wants to talk Twin Peaks with Mark Frost. I think it'd be fun to get somebody, like Mark Frost. I don't know, like Heather Graham, like other people, in the Twin Peaks community that are high profile, and have them on this podcast, but do it live like we're doing right now. So you guys can just throw out questions and comments and just make this just a crazy, just Twin Peaks loving party. George says, Cameron, are you still hopeful for more Twin Peaks as a series? Twin Peaks is not over, guys. It's not. I have no confirmation about that, but it's not over. You think this is going to be the last time you see or read anything Twin Peaks in your lifetime? Come on. It may not be Lynch and Frost. It might be rebooted. It might be something else, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that Showtime wants to keep its subscribers. I think that we're probably going to get 1 or 2 standalone Twin Peaks movies, maybe a original film by David Lynch, and that will please the subscribers on Showtime, so that we'll probably get a season 4. It won't be 18 episodes, which is probably okay, right? Some people thought it dragged a little bit, so let's keep it 6 to 10 episodes. That'd be great. All killer, no filler. Reggie says you could ask Mark Frost to be in a Fantastic Four podcast. That's not going to happen. Reggie says, have you ever tried to reach out to Kenneth Welsh? I think so once, but I've never actually talked to him one-on-one. I do have to just say Ray Wise is an amazing human being. Somebody tweeted me today saying, hey, are you going to get Ray Wise to be in your fan film? And I was like, no, but hey, if he wants to come and play with us, awesome. And, because he's talented and everything, and he's a wonderful human being, which he totally is. I've met him a number of times. He's fantastic, super nice guy. And just like he is, he, nicely liked the tweet today and stuff like that. So, definitely talk to Ray Wise out there, give him props and maybe encourage him to come on the show. Wouldn't that be something? Me and Leland Palmer for a 2-hour discussion live on YouTube. That'd be amazing. Yes. So George agrees. Ray Wise would be great on this podcast. I think so too. I think he and I would hit it off. We've hit it off meeting at conventions and festivals and stuff like that. So it would be amazing to have him on as well. But yeah, that's it, guys. Final Dossier. We got the chapters. Once we all get the book, we're going to go through it, discuss it. and that's going to be a ton of fun. It doesn't look like this is going to be, no offense, Mark Frost, if you're watching. I'm not trying to say anything mean about the Secret History of Twin Peaks, but that was like homework to get through that book. This looks like it's going to be just page turner, just like, wow, unbelievable, awesome. That's what we want to read about. And I don't think it was necessarily his choice to have this come out after, but he did what he had to do. And I think that if we get this information and it is as awesome as it looks, then we will forgive a lot of the Secret History of Twin Peaks, because we will now have the answers to everything. We won't feel like we got kind of told one thing and then kind of switched around and chipped. I know there's a lot of fans out there of Secret History of Twin Peaks, and I'm not trying to bash it. I'm just saying that for a long time we were told it was going to be one thing, and then we got the book. It was so not that I was very disappointed. But now that we're getting this, all is right in the world. Let's see here. Jan says you should stream it on your channel on Halloween night. I'm not getting the book Halloween night. It would be awesome though. Imagine me and Ray Wise on Halloween night live on YouTube. That'd be incredible. George says, yes, the book is 161 glorious pages. Joel Jensen says, is Twin Peaks still on Showtime? I believe it is. I canceled my Showtime subscription, just so you know, because I figured the Blu-ray set is getting ready to come out. There isn't a pre-order yet up for it, but dates that have been thrown out there, December 5th. But now that Brent Briscoe has passed away, they're going to probably have to extend that memorial section quite a bit. So I don't know. Do you think that the pre-order not being up yet, well, it doesn't guarantee the December 5th release, but that's what we've heard. So I know they would love to release it around Christmas time. But you never know. They might. I could see them postponing it to February 24th, Laura's day that she died. That would be probably the next date if they don't make December 5th. Emma says Crave TV has it in Canada. Tony says Secret History of Twin Peaks is much easier with Audible and reading at the same time because aliens. I still love how it ties into season 3, though. It paid off to get through it. Well, that's all we can really hope for, right? So, but yeah, I am super excited about this book. Can't wait. Reggie says, did you hear the pop-up shop of Twin Peaks is reopening? I did. Is it reopening in the same location, or is it popping up in another city? I wasn't quite, I didn't quite see that. George says, I love the Dougie Milford parts in Secret History of Twin Peaks. He was quite a character. Yeah, they definitely fleshed him out from the corpse that he was in the series, laying in the marital bed. I'm waiting to. Reggie says maybe they'll restock the pop-up shop with the new book in the Criterion Bluray. Maybe, maybe they could get Mark Frost to show up and start signing copies. That would be great. Criterion Blu-ray, probably not. That's a little pricey to be sticking into a shop. But yeah, but I picked up the Criterion Blu-ray. Have you guys picked it up? They had a flash sale the other day, and so I was able to get it for under 20, which is what I wanted to pick up for it. So I haven't opened it yet, just because I already have the entire mystery. Yes, I know. There's the Shirley and Angela Badalamenti interview. I'll get to that when I get to it. Maybe Halloween night, since I won't have the book to read. But no, it looks really cool. I mean, like, it's the same transfer as the entire mystery, but the box set, I like it. I like the pictures, and I like the way it's put together with the slip and all that stuff. I think it's really cool. George says, I haven't picked up the Criterion. Is the audio sync better on the Criterion? No complaints yet. So you're probably right about that. Reggie says, I hope Frost does a book tour. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to. I know he's like signing on October 31st at a I think it was a bookshop. And I saw that Sabrina Sutherland is going to be there. So, you know, 2 for the price of 1. If you guys go there and meet him. I got contacted by somebody who said he was going, and he's like, "Hey, we should do a live feed at the signing." And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be super cool," but I don't think Mark Frost would probably want a phone cam like stuck in his face, so we'll have to figure some logistics out there. Emma says, "I am a Prime member, and Amazon is telling me the 11th. Boo!" Yeah, we're all getting. They're just putting us through the ringer. Although Amazon, did you guys see that thing about Amazon Key? I saw Amy Shields tweeting out about this today. Apparently, Amazon wants you to buy a box for $120, stick it in your door, and it will allow Amazon employees to type in a code and come into your house and drop off your packages for you inside. No thanks. I mean, Amazon's already spying on us enough with all the echoes and all that kind of thing. Do they really need to just have access into my house to drop off the packages? No. If you need to protect your packages from the doorstop, just get a PO box. Seriously, don't let Amazon workers in your house, please. Let's see here. Reggie says, just have the person film Frost from a distance. Yeah, little stalker cam. Yeah. Let's see here. George says, I only noticed a minor out of sync on yours from the box set. Well, a lot of it had to do with what kind of player you had and that type of thing. A lot of people noticed the syncing during the Josie Pete scene, the 2x4 scene. That's where it really went bad. And then from then on, it just... I tried it on 3 players. 2 of them, it went out of sync. The new player worked perfectly. So I picked up the Criterion disc just so that I don't have to worry about what player I'm watching it on. Yeah, so all right, guys. Well, I guess that's about it. It seems like you guys are super excited about the book as well. Me too. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't know any more details about it. I'm sure more stuff will be coming out as we get closer, but I don't really want to know any more spoilers. Just knowing the chapter headings and knowing what we got coming to us sounds awesome enough. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I realize this is the second Twin Peaks video I've done today, but I couldn't really just chill out for the rest of the night without talking about this with all of you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you're excited about with this new book. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Facebook, Twitter. You know the deal. Anyway, guys, thank you again. Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful night. We will talk soon. Take care. Bye.